Welcome to the live stream of the Coalition for Ethiopian Development in Progress. We currently have a panel of 5 members that will present background information, solutions, research, and development plans for the key issues within Sub-Saharan Africa's most promising nation.
Hello, my name is Daniel Friedman, and I am the expert on education for the Coalition. And my suggestion for the development plan is to implement free, universal public elementary education for all Ethiopian taxpayers. This encompasses implementing more teaching programs, creating more schools, um, creating a free school bus system, but more importantly is focused on um, reducing socioeconomic discrimination in Ethiopia's school system to allow poor, lower class citizens to be educated. This will include free and reduced lunch programs, school supplies at a reduced cost for those who need it, scholarships, and related programs in order to effectively eliminate this type of discrimination. So now I will give the floor to Melissa, who will talk more about economy and the infrastructure in Ethiopia.
Thank you, Daniel, for a very informative portion regarding the educational issues and the potential solutions the CEDP could implement in Ethiopia. I will elaborate a little bit more on the economic sector, which is one of the most successful economies in sub-Saharan Africa. However, on a worldwide scale, Ethiopia is still considered low income. In order to elaborate on some of the issues that are hampering down the economy, I have decided to interview Ethiopian farmer Latarian Milton so we could really get a first-hand opinion on what improvements should be made. Can you please tell us about some of the things that are going on in Ethiopia that could use some improvement to help the economy?
Yeah, definitely. One of the pressing issues that we have right now is our water supply. We have very little fresh water and very little availability. What we're thinking is that we could not only improve the availability of water, but also improve the quality as well. And in addition, we were thinking about definitely expanding the range of our crop sales. As of now, it's only available in rural areas, which is kind of hard for business, as you can imagine.
More infrastructure investment?
More infrastructure. Definitely, you know, just bridging the gap between the country and the city.
Okay. In order to improve water sanitation, the CEDP will donate a portion of its budget to the Water Supply and Sanitation Project. In order to improve the transportation system, we'll donate a portion of our budget to the World Bank's IDA, Improve Roads in Ethiopia plan. Now on to you, JD.
Hi, I'm JD Cowan, and I've been focusing on the issues of health in Ethiopia. The health situation in Ethiopia is in dire need of reconstruction and improvement. 83% of the population lives in rural areas, however, a majority of the hospitals are located in urban areas. This is quite obviously problematic to the people who require medical attention but live in rural areas. To combat this problem, we are going to start building hospitals in locations around the country that are more accessible to those living in places without easy medical access. By having more hospitals, there will be opportunities for immediate decreases in the infant mortality rate, and with time, there will be decreases in the number of deaths from malaria and HIV or AIDS. In addition to this, after the hospitals have been in place for a significant amount of time, there will be an increase in the average lifespan for Ethiopians. Up next, we're going to have a specialist on social issues discuss some of the specific problems in Ethiopia and some of the solutions that we're going to be putting in place.
Thank you for that insightful overview and those great proposals. My name is Miriam Fied, and I have been focusing in on the gender inequalities present in Ethiopia. The men in the society have a disproportionately greater advantage over the women due to the fact that they are the ones who most commonly stay in school and pursue a higher education. Along with this fact, the majority of the work in Ethiopia is subsistence farming, which is labor-intensive and commonly restricted to men. Traditionally, the women are encouraged to undergo female circumcision, also known as female genital mutilation. This action undermines the ability of the women to make their own decisions over their own bodies. It is important that these demeaning practices cease, and we at the CEDP believe that this can be achieved through the production of programs that will educate the community on gender integration. Gender integration programs will allow for the women to gain acceptance when participating and partaking in non-traditional female roles. The CEDP plans to spend $1 billion of its budget towards these programs and workshops. The women will be able to learn effective techniques to live healthy lifestyles and convey this knowledge to their homes, which will in turn spread to their families and friends. With this knowledge, we plan to see a gradual decrease in the rate of infant mortality and an increase of the lifespan of the greater population.
Thank you, Marin, for your contribution to CEDP. My name is Kimberly Kloss, and today my objective is to bring awareness to the political atmosphere within Ethiopia. In recent years, two important issues have emerged, one being the border dispute with Eritrea, and two being the infringement on civil rights. Ethiopia and Eritrea are political enemies based on ethnic differences and territorial disputes. A devastating 2-year war has resulted in the loss of millions of lives and economic infrastructure devastation. That is why I am proposing money be allocated to world organizations and national commissions in order to bring peace to both countries. The government must take an active role so Ethiopia can develop and prosper in the years to come. Furthermore, I am proposing a human rights division to be set up in response to recent constitutional violations. It has come to my attention that the present ruling regime has recently taken a repressive and intolerant opposition to its own people. For example, the Ethiopian government has arrested more than 100 political figures, activists, journalists, and bloggers on anti-terrorism charges. This must be stopped, which is why I propose to fund and establish a human rights division in order to protect the people's civil rights. I'd like to thank all the panel members for participating in our discussion today. What makes our plan unique is the decision to attack not only economic issues, but political, health, educational, and social issues as well. We value your time and consideration and hope you support the Coalition for Ethiopian Development and Progress.